gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to our Distinguished Speakers Series today. And tonight we have a very special guest with us this evening in Oxford. His name is Pervez, a marketing expert. I met Ali last year when he came to enroll his daughter Alina into Oxford, and over the last year we became very good friends. Ali has been very generous in sharing with me his insights as well as his books, his wisdoms and all this knowledge in marketing. And each time he visited Oxford, we always talk with each other about this subject. And well, I personally now understand as marketing a very powerful force. So I asked Ali if he would be willing to share his insights in marketing with you, like as he taught me, and he kindly agreed to it. Ali was raised and educated in the UK, although he currently lives in San Francisco. He holds an undergraduate degree from University of Manchester, and also he proceeded to UCL for a postgraduate science degree. And he also got an MBA with a distinction project from Manchester Business School. He won 2 Vice President's Awards for outstanding contributions in marketing at Abbott Labs within his first year. He has nearly 3 decades of global marketing experience with 22 marketing projects. Marketing project in 22 different countries around the globe. He's also a #1 best-selling marketing author with the book No Cash, No Problem, and also the author of Get Your Black Belt in Marketing, Marketing is King, which is the book that we're going to talk about today. He's also a fellow of the Chemical Society. Marketing is his passion. He lives, breathes, and sleeps marketing. As he tells me that talking marketing with him is like throwing a meat into a lion's cage. And so I'm going to introduce the lion himself today. And the title of his talk today is Marketing Really the Answer? Well, we will soon find out. Let's give it up to
Thank you, Vicky, and first of all, thank you very much for the Oxford University Chinese Society of Association and Scholars for the opportunity to be here and speak at this prestigious institution, and also thank you for the fellows at Exeter College for allowing me to speak here today. It's very interesting. My grandfather studied at Exeter. He graduated in 1927. He did his law. He matriculated in 1923 and did his graduate in 1927. Did law here. I was interesting, if I was to speak to him in 1927, and I would have said, I'm going to be giving a talk on marketing, he would say, marketing? What are you talking about? I mean, there's no such thing, because marketing really didn't exist in 1927. Marketing is, we all know it's changed so much over these last, 7, 8 years. I think marketing as a discipline has just evolved so much. If we look at how it's changed, you look at the social media, you look at LinkedIn, you look at Facebook, you look at Twitter, it's really undergone a paradoxical change, more so in the last 5 years, in the last 150 years. So a lot of people in this room are studying electronics, a lot of people studying different fields and disciplines. But marketing itself has been phenomenal in terms of how much it's actually changed. Although it's changed, it also hasn't changed, because it's still fundamentally the same, and that's what we're going to really talk about. So before I get into all the exciting stuff, I just want to give you all a heads up that we're going to go pretty intense. Most people say when you listen to Ali Pervez, it's like listening, drinking from a fire hose, because I come rapid fire and we go deep and we go fast, and we're really going to get into some really, a lot of really exciting and interesting information. So I want you to fasten your seat belts, and I will go fast. And the reason I'm going to do some of that, because I have a lot of information to cover in a very small period of time. This talk's about an hour, which normally would take me several hours. But the most important thing, the most important gift that you're giving me is your time. You can never get the time back. You can always get the money back, but you can never get your time back. So I want to make sure this time we spend together that I provide you with maximum value. And I want you to be able to leave this room this evening with information, with knowledge, with insight that you can actually use and becomes pragmatic and real rather than theoretical. I want you to actually use some of the stuff that I'm going to tell you. So just to give you the flight path this evening. The flight path this evening is for the first 15, I'd say for the first 20 minutes, what we will do is I will take you through the fundamentals and foundations of marketing. We'll talk away the way I see marketing. Now, I see marketing very different. I see marketing as I see it as multidimensional, monodimensional. I see marketing as colorful. I don't see it as black and white. I see marketing to be applied to all areas of your life. Most people, when they get associated with marketing, think that marketing is just for business. Marketing is not just for business. Marketing is for everyone. That's why I'm really passionate about teaching this subject. Marketing is for everyone. And my book, Marketing is King, was really all about that. How can marketing be for everyone? So that's what we're going to cover. So the first 20-25 minutes, we will talk about marketing, and we'll talk about the foundations, the fundamentals, we'll lay the ground rules. You'll feel pretty comfortable about it. And then we're going to shift gears a little bit, and then we're going to go in and I'm going to show you some case studies of real world. I call them my students. I have a lot of students, like Vicky's one of my students, but people I've worked with, I've coached, I've counseled, who've actually used some of our material and got exceptional results. So then the first latter half will be case studies. So maybe a little bit boring for you in the first 20-25 minutes, but important, because if you don't get the foundations and fundamentals, when I start to show you how it's applied, then you're not going to come to grips with it. So, having said that, let's dive into marketing a little bit. The first marketing guru that existed was a guy called Thomas Smith. He wrote a book in 1885 called Successful Advertising. And it's very interesting because in 1885, Thomas Smith's principle was that to do marketing, you have to be able to go out and you have to be able to get your message out. Now, for you people who are in science or engineering, you know this thing, we have the sound to noise ratio, right? And if you want to get your message out, you've got to lower the noise and raise the sound, right? Marketing hasn't fundamentally changed. I mean, even today, it's actually worse, because you've got more noise. And one of the biggest problems you'll face as you go looking for jobs is you're going to have to get over the noise barrier. There's a lot of noise out there. When you send your resume for a job, when you go to try and get in touch with somebody, the biggest problem you've got is noise. And Thomas Smith, way back in 1885, he pointed this out, that it takes 20 impressions for you to actually get through to somebody. And what's interesting is that in marketing, if you go and work for a marketing communications company, we have this thing called impact is equal to reach times frequency. Impact is reach times frequency. If you want to be impactful, you have to reach somebody and you have to reach them frequently. So that really hasn't really changed. What has changed is the mechanism by which we reach people. So, looking at 178 years of marketing history, the first paid advertisement was done in France. It was actually taken in France in 1885. This was the first paid advertisement was in France in 1885. That's when it happened. And then Harvard Business School started teaching business around 1908. And when my grandfather was here, 1920s, really, he most probably was talking about radio advertising. And then, we moved on, and over the 178 years, we then moved into guerrilla marketing, we're in database marketing, and today we're into social media marketing. So marketing has evolved a lot, and it's evolved significantly especially over the last 8 years with all the social media platforms. Now, you're here because you're seeing the flyer. Marketing is the answer. Well, this is not a multiple choice. You can cheat, and marketing is the answer. And the reason I'm passionate about it, and the reason I will tell you this, is because everything that happens around you is due to marketing. Products are sold due to marketing. Relationships are built due to marketing. Jobs are found due to marketing. Marketing is the engine that drives our economy, and very fundamental. So, this is not a lecture. I'm not going to lecture you folks this evening. You go to enough lectures. You have enough lectures. We're going to make this a little bit fun, and we're going to make this a little bit entertaining. So I'm going to get you guys involved a little bit with me, and I want you to play with me a little bit here. So when you leave here, you've really got it in your gut what marketing is, and you can take it and you can use it, and it can be part of something of your everyday life. That's what I'm very passionate about. So we're going to have a little quiz here, and if I said tomorrow we're going to go, you can either come with me tomorrow and we can go hunting, or you come with tomorrow and we can go fly fishing, or you can come with tomorrow and we can go farming. And I'd like people in this room, because I like to get a feeling of flavour of people in the room in terms of what kind of marketers I have in the room. So how many people tomorrow would like to come with me, and we're going to take a day out, we're going to go hunting? Raise your hand if you want to go hunting with me tomorrow. Well, right. A lot of hunters here. Good, 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 good. And again, nothing wrong, nothing right. I'm just telling you what type of personality marketing persona you are. How many would like to go fly fishing with me tomorrow? Oh, about the same. Interesting. Nice balance. And how many would like to go farming? It's okay. It's okay. I have nothing against the farmers. Nothing against the farmers. Okay. Now, that was a bit of fun, but there's actually some marketing rationale behind this. Because if you're a hunter, what that tells me, if you come to me and say, Ali, I need your advice, I want to do some marketing. What type of marketing is going to work for me? Well, I will say, if you're a hunter, you're a direct marketer, you're a telemarketer, you're very attuned to this. Because you're looking for results. You want something fast. You want to pick up the phone. You want to talk to somebody. You want to get to a decision maker. You want to write a decision maker a letter. You want to get a response. So you're very much the hunting type. Now, so direct marketing, telemarketing, that's where your persona is taking you. If you're a fly fisherman, you're into PPC or you're into SEO, you're into pay-per-click, you're an internet marketer, you like to put bait out there, you like to put some content out there and you want people to bite at your content. Okay? Now, if you are a farmer, now Hillary's a farmer, yeah. That's okay Hillary, you are a blogger. You like to write, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. You like to write, and that's okay. She wants to write, and she wants to write, she wants to do articles, she wants to do a blog, and she wants people to come to her, and then she'll build a database, and she'll market that database. So again, just a very quick personality persona test here, but that's how it works. Now, what else do I know about you? What else do I know about you before I come here, before I talk today? You're all very smart. In fact, you're exceptionally smart. You're very driven. But that's not just because you went to Oxford. That's understood. The reason you're very smart, in my opinion, because you found the key to the lock. You're here in this room because there's something in your mind which is telling you, this guy Ali Pervez is here, sounds like a good guy, maybe he's going to give me that golden nugget, maybe he's going to give me the key, that will open the door, and so you're curious. And I think that's a wonderful thing, and I want you to tap yourself all on the back because you have found the key, because marketing is the key to the lock. So, as we say in California, and I'm from California, marketing is the key to the lock, baby. It's what opens the door, and it what lets you in, and it will get you what you want. And I'll provide justification as we go along. So, formal introduction of your instructor today. My name is Ali Pervez, as Vicky introduced you. I've had 3 decades of marketing experience in 22 different countries. After my MBA at Manchester Business School, I've done all types of marketing projects, marketing research, marketing planning, marketing development, product launch. You name it, I've done it. It's been a lot of fun. I was part of the executive team in California that sold this company called Neomorphic for $70 million within 1 year. We sold it for $70 million a year. I won 2 vice president awards at Abbott. I actually won 3. But the vice president said, if we give Ali 3, then who else is working around here? So that can go on record. I've written 2 best-selling books. I've written 3 books, 2 bestsellers. I worked with the Bain team, and we did some strategy work in India. We worked with the Bain guys, and we scoped out India and some Asian strategy research. And I'm very blessed to have my book endorsed by 2 of the greatest names in marketing history, J. Conrad Levinson and J. Abraham. Now, the reason I tell you all this is not to impress you. The reason I tell you this is to impress upon you that what I'm going to share with you this evening, I hope, is my knowledge, my wisdom, my expertise, my passion for this subject, that I hope helps you. I'm trying to distill here within an hour, 15 minutes, everything I know about marketing, because I've only got that limited time with you. So what I will share with you is all of this in the next hour and a half. So I've authored 3 books. One is Marketing is King, one is Get Your Black Belt in Marketing, and one is No Cash, No Problem. This evening we're going to be talking about Marketing is King, and as it says, how to build relationships, get an internship, increase sales, and find a job. Black belt marketing is really more about business, and No Cash No Problem is about barter and trade and financial marketing. This is the #1 bestseller. This is the #1 bestseller. No Cash No Problem, and Black Belt in Marketing is also a bestseller. But tonight we're going to focus on Marketing is King. Now, for everybody in this room, the syllabus for today's talk or today's workshop is here. If you go to marketingsking.com/free book, you can download my book for free and you'll have it. So you don't need to take really notes here this evening. You'll have everything in my book, so feel free to download the book and take that with you. But I will stop at certain points during this talk or this lecture, and I'll say take notes now, because there's 1 or 2 golden nuggets that we're going to hit upon, which I think it's really important that you take notes at that point in time. So I'll say this is one of those, but the rest is going to be covered in the book. Okay, so what's marketing? So I said I was going to get this fun introduction. I like a couple of answers here. What does people think, what is marketing? Because this is what we're here to talk about this evening. Why don't somebody give me an answer? What do you think marketing is? Why don't somebody tell me? Somebody who's brave enough before I call on somebody.
Selling.
Hillary? Selling?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think marketing is to make things look good, at least as it is really good.
Mm-hmm.
No worry.
So to polish them, finesse them, and present them?
Yeah.
Yep, okay, good. Anybody else?
Marketing is to create a market.
Good, very good. Very good. Anybody else?
It's the art or science of persuading somebody that they want something.
Excellent, very good. Very good answers. Anybody else? Okay. They're all very good answers. They're all very good answers. All very good answers. But the thing is, I'm gonna come back to why I don't believe it. Because I used to think the same type of thing, and I'm a very deep person. I've done all this marketing, and I asked myself that same question. I got those same answers, but it didn't help me. It didn't help me understand what truly, really it is. And I'm going to address that after this slide, because I think this slide is important, because this is what most people think marketing is. Most people think that marketing is here. This is marketing. Here's a line. And most people think, when you think of marketing, that most marketers lie, cheat, or steal. Most people think that most marketers misrepresent their product, their service, their idea. That's why marketing has a bad name, because most people think that marketing people overhype things. They make false claims, they make false promises, so they're above the line, you see. In my opinion, I think that's absolutely true. I would not say that's wrong. But also, if this line is marketing, if you underrepresent yourself, if you're going for a job interview, if you're talking to somebody, I didn't have to come here tonight because I could say, oh, I don't want to speak to a bunch of Oxford students, that's really scary. You guys would have lost out because I have lied, I've stolen from you guys, I've stolen my knowledge which should have been given to you. So the way I see marketing, is your ability to be able to step up to the line and to actually to step up and not go above and not lie to yourself, but at the same time not undersell yourself. Us marketing people get a bad name because we undersell ourselves. But at the same time, we oversell ourselves. But my opinion is don't undersell yourself either. Step up to the mark, because only when you step up to the mark are you truly marketing. Because it's called marketing, but you need to be on the mark of what the market wants, and then you are marketing. So it's not about overselling, but at the same time it's not about underselling. You have to step up to the mark. So, typical answers, going back to what is marketing. People, when I do this, and I've given this talk many, many times, a lot of people say, well, you know, it's something that makes the phone ring. It's demand generation, it's advertising, it's selling stuff. Some people say, well, it's got nothing to do with me, nothing to do with marketing at all, right? And some people say, you know, it's the 4 Ps. If you go to business school, then we've learned the 4 Ps. And if you take the definition of marketing in the Wikipedia, the actions of promoting business, including marketing, all this was good. But to me, it was all business related. And so, B school is product, price, place, promotion. This is what they teach you in business school. And when you talk about product, price, place, promotion in conventional business marketing, a lot of the emphasis is on the promotion. A lot of the emphasis on the promotion. That's why people think marketing is advertising. Because a lot of the emphasis is on promotion. But it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Because it's missing the how and why. How does it create demand? How does it make products look better? How does it, sell your product? And I think complexity is the enemy of execution. I think once people struggle with marketing, in my opinion, because it becomes very complex when you're looking at promotion and price and positioning and branding. These really start to confuse people. As Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you really don't understand it well enough. And so, my whole book, Marketing is King, and this is where you want to write down something or keep aware of what I'm saying, is, in my opinion, in my research and my studies, having done marketing for so long, marketing is the catalyst that brings value to the marketplace. Marketing is the catalyst that brings value to the marketplace. And this is what my book, Marketing is King, was all about. I spent a good 2-3 years researching this and trying to figure out, well, how do products and services move? How do people get jobs? If this is all marketing, how does it all happen? Because marketing is the catalyst that allows it to happen. So, what is a catalyst? Could somebody shout out, what is a catalyst? Chemistry?
Yeah.
Something that speeds up the rate of a chemical reaction without being changed itself. Catalyst is something that speeds up rate of a chemical reaction without being speed up itself. A substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without undergoing any change itself. So marketing actually is a catalyst. It speeds things up. And the thing that speeds things up is bringing the value to the marketplace. That's the thing we're speeding up. Now, interesting enough, we now know, I told you that marketing is a catalyst that increases the speed at which value comes to the marketplace. Then the next question becomes, so what is value? What is value? Well, there's two types of value. There's intrinsic value and there is perceived value. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many people know what this is?
Dental floss.
Yes, dental floss. It's dental floss in the perceived world. But it's just not just a piece of string. It's a piece of string, right? Intrinsically, this is a piece of string. But from a perceived perspective, it is dental floss, right? So in the marketing world, this becomes dental floss and is worth millions and millions of dollars. And the guy who developed this became a multi-billionaire, right? Because it's a piece of string that he said, it's not a piece of string, it's dental floss. It has abrasive properties, right? It has abrasive properties. I can clean teeth with this. You can do a lot of things with a piece of string. So you see that. Now, let's go another one to give you another example. That's really important we understand the difference. This is a tie. A tie in the perceived value world, a silk tie. But normally, it's just really silkworms. It's made from silkworms, right? So again, the difference between intrinsic and perceived. So, when we're looking at perceived value, now it's going to get a bit deeper and a bit faster, but perceived value is a needs times importance. You need something, and when it becomes important to you, everybody needs more money, needs a more car, needs a better job, needs money, but only that happens when it becomes important. Perceived value is always needs times importance. That is the equation of perceived value. So, the real key to marketing is to understand that everybody is tuned to a radio station called WIIFM. What's in it for me? What's in it for me? It's the perceived value station where it's all about me. So when you're marketing to the perceived value that people are looking for. And so that's the real key to marketing, is to bring value to the marketplace fast. Use it by becoming a catalyst. So the world pays for value, but the value it pays for is perceived value, not intrinsic value. Value that other people perceive to be important. Marketing lesson number 3. So, let me ask you a question. How many in this room would like to make more money? You all could raise your hand. It was a trick question, because you cannot make money. The only people who can make money is the US Mint or the Treasury. You can't make money. So, if you're trying to make money, we're all going down the wrong path. But you are all savvy marketers now. You only can attract money by adding value. Once you deliver value, money is no more than a means of mechanism for you to gain value. Once you provide value, you get money. Money is given in return for value. So if you want to earn more money, you have to deliver more value. And that's where the marketing equation comes in. So now we talked about marketing being the catalyst that brings value to the marketplace. I'm a chemist by background, but there's a catalytic mechanism, the way marketing works. It works in a very defined, systematic fashion. And this applies to everything and everything you do. For the catalyst to work, you have to define your target market. It's very important that you define your target market. So the way you define your target market in business, who is your ideal client? Who is your avatar? You have to be able to use a rifle, laser-like precision versus a shotgun. You have to be able to use a rifle to target exactly the person who will most benefit from your message. Very, very critical that you define your target market. And you don't spray and pray. You use laser-sharp targeting. Facebook is a phenomenal advertising platform because you can actually, if you run ads on Facebook, you can actually target demography by their age, their interests, or everything. Phenomenal targeting capability. So the catalyst works by being able to target. So if you want to be a world-class marketer, if you want to be a good marketer, learn how to target first. Then you develop your value proposition, and I explained to you the difference between intrinsic and perceived. The value proposition comes when you move from intrinsic to perceived. What you have versus what people want. What you have versus what people want. That's where the value proposition comes in. and then you deliver the message using any optimal vehicles. And again, this is another slide that shows you how you need to match your message, which is the value proposition, to the market, which is your target market, using the messenger. So you match your message, which is the value proposition, to the market. This is where it matches. And then you use your messenger to make it happen. So this is how the catalyst works. And this is, again, theoretical, and I'll give you some real-world examples of how it plays out in looking for a job. We just want you to understand that there's a bit of science, there's definite science behind how marketing works. So if you look at this equation here, and you look at this graph here, you have value versus price. And if you look here, when somebody buys a product, this is the x is equal to y line. This is what is the line of expectancy. When somebody buys any product, they expect they pay a certain price, they expect they get certain value. If they pay a higher price, they expect to get higher value. When a sale occurs, in life or in business, is when people see that the value is greater than the price. What I get is more than what I pay. So your sale will always occur on this side. When your price is greater than the value, it doesn't occur. So that is fundamental, just how, from an economics perspective, how perceived value and price work together. So I think Einstein was a genius, like you most probably, but I think he figured it out. He said, try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. I think he figured it out a long time ago, that it's all about the big field. It's all about value. It's all about bringing value to others. So your next lesson in marketing I'd like to share with you is there really are laws of marketing, and it really states that if you bring value to the marketplace, you will attract money, happiness and prosperity into your life. People don't reject you, whether it be at a personal level, whether it be a business level. People reject the value that you bring to them. That's really important. And by definition, when we talk about value propositions, if somebody rejects your value proposition, it's because it's not of value to them, right? So the real secret is you must be able to develop good value propositions if you want to become a good marketer. So let's recap. What is marketing? Marketing is a catalyst that brings value to the marketplace. What does it convert to deliver the value proposition? It converts intrinsic into perceived. And what are the 3 steps of the catalyst conversion process? It's being able to define your target market, develop your value proposition, and deliver the message. Okay? So, we've covered a lot of the theoretical stuff now. Now, I want to show you a little bit how this applies in the real world. So now you've all been grounded, and you've all got a good feel of how marketing, how the process of marketing works. Let's see this a little bit in the real world and see how it operates. So you start to make the connections now. Now you've had the grounding, let's try to build a building, and let's see how it really comes together for you now. How do you win a Nobel Prize? Anybody? You have to be super brilliant at what you do, right? It's taken for granted. That's the value proposition. But there's more to it than that. Because you have to get nominated first. Somebody of a university, this is from the Nobel Prize website. But you can see somebody has to nominate you, and it has to be somebody of a professor or some hierarchy, and then you have to send them a letter, which is an explanation why the individual organization is considered to be worthy of the Nobel Prize. So there's the value proposition. And then it has to be done in the right way, because it has to go to these folks. So there's a lot of very bright people in this room, in this university, in the world, who most probably, some will be made very, very successful and some will not. And the ones who are successful have figured out that I need to have the value proposition, and the value proposition needs to be delivered to the right person in the right way at the right time. So there is a mechanism. I mean, it's not by luck or by chance that somebody won a Nobel Prize. Somebody nominated them. Somebody wrote a value proposition, and that value proposition was accepted. And I'm going to show you how that applies in the job world also. So now I want to move on, and now we've done the theoretical part. Anybody have any questions on the theory part before now we get into case study, which is the interesting bit? I've laid the foundation and told you how marketing is, how it operates. I think most of you, we've walked away with the fact that marketing is about the catalyst that brings value to the marketplace. The world plays for value. Your job as a good marketer is to bring value to the marketplace. So we've all rooted and grounded in that. Now let's get some more case studies and let's see how it really operates. So in America we have this saying called all hat, no cattle. It's the people in Texas use it, people have big ranches, he has a big hat, but he has no cattle. He's just all talk and no action, right? So I want to share with you, to make this more real, and make this experience more real for you, some of my students and some of the stuff that they've been able to achieve by using some of these concepts. And I'll tell you what I taught them that made them successful. First of all, there was a guy called Dr. Sauer. He was a guy at Bayreuth I worked with very early on in my career. He was a PhD. He wanted to get out of science and he wanted to get into sales and marketing. And I coached him and counseled him. And basically what I taught him was the same thing I'm teaching you. I said, Oliver, I think what you really need to do is you really need to find what it is that you have that is of value to somebody else. Find out who can value, who would most benefit from them, and reach out to them and make a value proposition. And that's exactly what he did. And he was able to, secure himself a very nice position as managing director of an American multinational. Another, actually, was a relative of mine, Ahmed Siddiqui. He was earning $10 an hour at FedEx back about, 10 years ago, when he hooked up with me. And he wanted to get into games programming, and you could do all this programming stuff, but he wanted to get into games programming. And I told him the same thing. I said, look, what I really teach you is learn how to develop a powerful value proposition now, Ali. You've got it, and I'll show you his letter that he did. So we worked together, we got his intrinsic value, we converted it to perceived value, we got his how he can approach people and get them interested and excited and engaged. And then he started shooting out value propositions to CEOs. And he got so good at this that one CEO, he'd go to a trade fair and introduce himself and say, look, I can do X, Y, Z for you, and this is what I like to do. And he rings me up one day and he said, Ali, he said, yes. He said, they want to fund me. I said, what? He said, somebody wants to fund me. Right? Because, he was just trying to get a job, but he was so good at this. You see how the power of a value proposition. Somebody said, wow, you really can do all of this, or you want to do this, how much money do you want? Right? So I'm just telling you, it's really powerful stuff when you get it. So anyway, he got his job, and I'll show you, what he's doing. And then he ended up, buying his $1 million home in California. He's running his game programming business. There's another student, she was at UCLA. She wanted to get into consulting, same thing, taught the value proposition. There's another guy called Dr. Bide Panda. He didn't. It's his real name. So it's probably really embarrassing, right? But anyway, Bine, did his DPhil here at Oxford, and he was doing a research job at Scripps, and he wanted to get into the business world. And again, it was just really about formulating the value proposition, and we helped him formulate and did that, and he ended up going to Affymetrix and running it, I think, in India. And there's another guy called Daniel Khan. He was doing medicine, actually, initially. He started off, his dad was a doctor, and he wanted to do medicine. And he wanted to get out of medicine and come into sales and marketing. And it's a bit difficult, when you spend all your life in science and then you suddenly change careers. But again, I told him that, you've got to target companies. Remember we said the mechanism, you've got to know your value, you've got to target people, and then you've got to approach them. Pretty simple. So he developed value propositions, and he had a very big urge to get his job as quick as possible, because he was going to get married in 2 months. So he had a real motivation to make things happen. So he really worked very hard to make it all happen. And I'll show you his photo in a minute. Then there's Vicky we worked with, and she found an internship at her accountancy company. And there's another guy called Matt Clark, who was a T-boy in Chicago when I met Mike. And now he's a Hollywood producer. And he was very kind to him. He called his company Kingman Productions, because he read Marketing is King. He mastered the value proposition, and you can go and Google Matt on Google. He owns a production company called Kingman Productions in Hollywood. So again, he really took to heart all the stuff I was teaching. And another guy called Samir, who worked at J. Abrams' office. So anyway, this is Daniel. He got married 2 months ago. He got his value proposition to the right person. He's a very happy man. And he told me, I told him, I spoke at his wedding, and I said, Daniel, I said, when you get married, I said, a guy loses his bachelor's degree, and the lady gives him a master's. And so, he's well underway now. 2 other guys, I've worked with 2 of my other students. This is Dr. Ijaz Naqvi. He's a physician, and he wrote the book, The Quran Was Against the Bible. And there's another guy called Adam, and these are both best-selling books, by the way. And these are both best-selling books, and both of these people worked with me, and I taught them the whole concept of marketing, what I'm teaching you, basically, in an hour. But we spent time together and changed the mindset, changed the way. And Adam Rahman wrote the book Jesus, Jesus and the Last Messenger, again bestseller. So what did I teach these people? Just to go back, so to make sure we all get it. I taught them to develop value propositions by moving from intrinsic to perceived value to moving from an inward to an outward focus. To ensure that they address what's in it for me, to ensure that when somebody reads their communication, that it shows them you're a must-see. They see dollar signs when they see you. And to be able to laser target decision makers, not just spray and pray, but target your future boss, your ideal client, not the human resources manager, the hiring manager, the person who's going to hire you for your position, and to choose the right vehicle to get your message to that. It's all very simple stuff, but common sense is not so common these days. So Adam Rahman, he actually did so well that Adam, actually, it's really funny, about this time now, he's speaking at Facebook. So he did so well in terms of, again, he mastered the value proposition. He did so well at writing and developing value propositions that he was giving a talk, like I'm giving a talk here, and there was somebody from Facebook in the audience, and they said, wow, you really, your book's fantastic, and you've really got a great message here. Would you like to come to Facebook and give a talk? So he's actually, this morning, in fact, he told me last night, he said, you're talking to Arthur, I'm talking at Facebook this morning. So he's well underway. Now Adam rings me up and said, Ali, I really like your stuff. And he said, do you think we can go further? I said, sure. I said, what do you want to do? And he said, I want to go national. I said, you do? He said, yeah, I want to be across America. I want to be big, Ali. I said, okay. I said, okay. I said, all it means is you need to expand your value proposition. You need to get it to a wider audience, right? Fundamentally, it's the same. You need to get your value proposition out, but you need to get it to a wider audience. So he's spoken, and this is his email. He said, he's been pleasantly supplied. He's spoken to people at BBC. He's talked to people at NPR. He's talked to ABC. He's talked to Good Morning America. And when he calls them, he said, this is Adam Rahman, I'm the author of this book, I think I've got some exciting information I'd like to share with you, I think your readers can benefit from this, I wondered whether I could have the opportunity to talk some more. So I said, sure Adam, what would you like to talk about? So again, it was very simple. He made a value proposition, because remember what I taught you is that it's all about bringing value to the marketplace, and he's able to do that. So this is what Adam did, and I want to play you a short message here I think you'll enjoy. If you bear with a second.
Assalamu alaikum. Pervez, it's Adam Rahman. Hope you're doing well. Just want to give you a quick update. I have actually made some good progress with contacting producers from TV and radio networks. I actually spoke to the producer of Good Morning America yesterday, and then I also was able to speak to the producer of NPR's All Things Considered yesterday. And then today I actually was able to speak to the producer at BBC America. So alhamdulillah, they were very brief conversations. They wanted email follow-ups. But I think this is the foot into the door, inshallah. So just thought I'd ask you to what level to be persistent, how often to follow up. I think that in that book that you suggested, I think 1,001 ways to market your book, I think the author said something to the effect of don't take no for an answer and just be persistent. But do they actually call back every second day, every third day? Inshallah, we'd love to get your input. I hope everything's going well with the development of your business, inshallah. Hope to talk to you soon. Salam.
So again, you see, he didn't really do anything really amazing. He made a value proposition to the producers. It's really very, very simple. And that's what I taught Adam. He was pretty fearful about picking the phone up and speaking to producers of these major media outlets. But you know something? They're looking for value. They need content. They need people on their shows. They want, they're happy and they're very welcoming. So again, but he has to master, you have to go about it in the right way. You have to understand what they want, you have to do your research, you have to be able to position your value proposition very carefully. So we talked a lot about the value proposition, and we talked about how important it is, and we talked about how it's the heart of marketing. But now I want to show you how do you develop a value proposition, and what really drives a value proposition. So, the real key to a value proposition is to understand that words are weapons of marketing. This is what my mentors taught me. This is what my mentors taught me about marketing. Words are weapons of marketers. This is the way we change our world. All religions point out the importance of words. There is a global belief in all religions that God created the world in words. When He said, let it be, the world began. In Hinduism, Chisuki Sivam, they say the words that great men utter are the words that will prove true. In Judaism, Rabbi Oshot said, before you speak, you are the master of your words. After you speak, your words master you. In Islam, in Iqra, Arabic, comes from the word that was said to the Prophet, peace be upon him, read. Iqra in Arabic means read. Christianity, Matthew 15:18. But what comes out of the mouth proceeds from the heart, and this defines a person. The book of Proverbs 13.3. Those who guard their lips preserve their lives. Those who speak rashly will come to ruin. So you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is your world can change if you change your words. You don't need to change a lot. There's only certain words that you can change. You can change certain words in a headline. You can change whether people respond and open the email. You can change certain words in the opening sentence of your body copy. You'll get people to get engaged with you. So your words joined together bring the value proposition. Remember, I'm very big on the value proposition. I think you've got it now. Yeah, Ali's talking about the value proposition. I've got to get it right. But how do you make the value proposition? The value proposition is made by the words you use. Because the words you use will make you win or lose. The words you use will make you win or lose. Be very careful the way you select your words. I'm going to show you examples of this. And this is what I taught Adam. This is what I taught all my other students. I said, be very selective in your words. Because the words create emotions, and emotion makes make people do things. So be very careful with your words. We communicate with words. So let's have a little game here, because I've been talking for a long time. Let me ask you folks here, what is a better word or phrase for somebody who does body piercing or tattoo? Better word or phrase for somebody who does body piercing or tattoo?
Artist.
Oh, good. Very good. Very good. A body artist. Right? So if I say I'm a body artist, I can charge a lot more money if I just say I just do tattoos. Because tattoos, right? You know, if you go down the high street and somebody's doing tattoos, you're going to say, I don't know about that guy. But then I suddenly upscale and call myself as a body artist. Now you're engaged and connected with me. Very simple, right? What two words that I can say to make you smile? Been used by photographers for centuries. Cheese. Say cheese. They know that. Photographers, we've known this for centuries. If I can just say cheese, you will smile. Right? Now, a better word for a window cleaner. Now, I've opened a business. You and me have opened a, me and Vic have opened a window cleaning business. We go down the high street. We say, we clean windows. May not get a lot of traction, right? But if I say, I'm a vision technician. A vision technician. Did I lie? Did I steal? No. Just change some words. Just to make it more relevant to you. Now I can talk to you about what it takes to be a good vision technician. I can tell you how you need better surfaces on your window so you can see more clearly. I can tell you the harm that UV may cause you. I have a story now. But again, all I did was change a few words. You really have to be very careful in the words you use. My book, This Is No Cash, No Problem here, is a #1 best-selling book. It was #1 in all three categories. #1 in all three categories, you can see here. #1 in all three categories. I only actually used 3 words to do that. I only just used 3 words to do it. Because I'm a marketer, I'm a power marketer. I know the impact that words can have. The words that I used to take my book to #1, and it was #1 actually before it was released. It was a bestseller before it was released. It was #1 when it was actually released. But I knew the words are important. So I said to everybody, all my friends, I said, friends, everybody, you've got to buy my upcoming book. That's all I did. I told everybody in my social network and everybody I ever knew, please buy my upcoming book. And I could have said, just buy my book. No, my upcoming book. It's something that's going to be